Hey, it's Brendan Payne, owner of Century 21 Expert Advisors here in Charleston, and I wanted to do this quick video for you, which is a supplement to the link that we sent you with the mid-year recap of all the real estate numbers here in the market. So, of course, inside of that, you can really dive in and get into the specific area that you're looking for information, but I wanted to cover a couple things on the overall market so you had a good idea of just kind of what's happening right now and what we're expecting over the second half of the year, what we're going to be looking for. So let's dive in here. Now, just to give you an idea of what this is covering, this is all the MLS, Charleston, Dorchester, Berkeley County, January through June 2020 versus 2019. All right. So if you look in here overall in the market, prices are up about 3%. Transactions, they're down, but just slightly, less than 1% off of last year. Now, to me, that's an amazing number because of what we've had happen this year. It's been a crazy year. We've had a lot of shut down, open back up, times where people were locked down that come from our feeder markets and are typically buyers and they couldn't get here. So to be flat in sales over last year is incredible to me. That's a great number. It speaks to the demand in Charleston, and no doubt if we wouldn't have had that small COVID slowdown, I believe 100% we would be up over last year in the amount of transactions. And I think if we can have if the inventory shows up, then we're going to be able to do that going into beginning of 2021. I think we'll look back and say 2020 had more transactions than 2019. Remains to be seen though. When you look at available homes for sale, this is going to be down in most areas. Available homes for sale overall in the market, over 20% off of last year. So that's contributing to some of the higher prices. It's also contributing to maybe why we're not up higher in the amount of transactions, because there's in some areas just not the inventory to sell. And then the last two are more, these are things that sellers usually want to know, is like, what's the average selling to list price? So what's the list to sale price ratio? And sellers are getting about 97% of their asking price. Of course, that's an average. There's some of them getting a little bit less, and there's a lot of them that are getting more than that. A lot of properties selling at full price, sometimes with multiple offers. And days on the market. Days on the market right now is less than 60 days. That's kind of it doesn't tell the whole story though, because a lot of new constructions put out there and they might be on the market, supposedly on the market, and show 200, 300, 400 days because they list in the MLS when the homes coming out of the ground are being framed, and it takes them a while to build it and close out. So we know, and you probably are aware in a lot of areas right now, that the time on market is, it might be a day, it might be 2 days, and a lot of properties are selling with multiple offers at or slightly above asking price. So a really strong amount of demand. Supply is a challenge right now in a lot of areas. You'll dig in and take a look at that within those reports. And I want to let you know of three things that we're looking for and that our agents are going to be keeping an eye on going into the second half of the year. One is going to be the inventory levels. Are the inventory levels going to begin to meet where the demand is? Are more sellers going to look and say, okay, I feel more comfortable now, I'm going to go ahead and sell, I know where I'm going to move, things are open back up in that area? Are we going to see more inventory to take fill that void right now where the supply is not meeting the amount of demand? So inventory is one. The second one that we're watching is going to be affordability. Of course, as prices continue to go up, then sometimes people aren't able to afford what they wanted to buy last year, and now things are a little bit more expensive, so their buying power is down. But one of the things that's offsetting that is interest rates are on average going to be lower than they were last year. So inventory, affordability, and the last is the overall economy. I think we're all kind of looking and wanting to find out really what is going to be the long-term effect of COVID. There are obviously huge potential economic impacts. We just have to see how things play out. And that's the third one that I think we all should be keeping an eye on. So my recommendation, if you're thinking about making a move, give one of our agents a call. Let us do an updated market value for your property and give you some ideas of dial into the neighborhood, not just looking at the entire market. Let's look at your individual neighborhood and let us give you some information on what's happening, and then you can be better informed and make the best decisions. If you need anything from me or one of my agents, please don't hesitate to reach out. I appreciate you watching this quick video and hope you enjoy the data that's inside that report. Thanks so much.